Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 1.5 Resurrection. We're in Set It still, and we are exploring it. We've found this little ghoul bar here, which apparently is not too popular, because, well, people don't like ghouls, or super mutants for that matter. Anyway, let's talk to this guy. I welcome you to Falcons Flight. I'm René. Hello, hello. What can I offer you? I have a few questions, in fact. Good. I'll gladly answer if I can. It's kind of empty in here, isn't it? If you haven't heard yet, us ghouls are sort of unwanted kind of people in Set It these days. Not that we'd been much more popular before, but recently their hatred's hit the roof and keeps rising. People steer away from Falcons Flight like it was on fire, and most of them would like it to just disappear. It's not easy for us. I can imagine it isn't. I want to ask something else. Tell me about Set It. Set It is a caravan town. We saw the slow rise of the caravan trading, and our caravans travel to all the noteworthy locations in the area. Most of the most of the town limits are managed by the town council. They even established police corps to finally introduce some law and order. The only exception is Lost Town. That place is run by Senor Rodriguez. He's a terrible scoundrel who can't stand us ghouls. You'd better be careful around him yourself. I will. I have another question. What are all the squatters doing here? They came here from the hub, a big city for the far to the west of Set It. Why did they leave it? It's a very sad story. The whole city was destroyed by a huge raid of the super mutants. They attacked it in big numbers and left no stone unturned. Those who were lucky enough to survive had no place to go back to. I've heard talk that some of them are trying to rebuild the place, but that's probably just a rumor. Most of the survivors moved here. Why did they move to Set It in particular? There were a lot of reasons. For one, Set It was the most distant town they knew. Their caravans discovered it only a few years before the destruction of the hub. They thought this would be the least likely place for super mutants to attack, and Set It resembles the hub in several ways, so moving out here wasn't that big of a change for most people. Can you tell me more about this hub? Sure I can. I used to live there for a long time myself. The hub was always a place of commerce and caravans, even more than Set It himself, or itself. It was an amazing place, a real oasis in the heart of the wasteland. I liked it there. Let René speak. You know, I left the hub a long time before the rest of the people around here. We left it with Mimi and Evad back in the 20s, way back then. That's when they killed the governor of the hub, a man named Angus, and then chaos spread over the city. A group of merchants used the anarchy that was gripping the city to seize the water reserves, and thus started a terrible war. The conflict destroyed everything we'd built, and there were a lot of people who went after us just because of the way we looked. In the end, we had to flee. We visited many places during our travels until we finally settled in Set It. We've been here for a long time, but somehow I still have that soft spot for the good old hub. I understand you, but why did the others leave it? I want to ask something else. Have you ever seen this sign? Sign? More like a talisman. René looks surprised. You know, I have. The ghoul that's staying with us has one just like this. He crawled in here in the middle of a night, seriously wounded, on the edge of insanity. He just kept babbling something about succeeding and hoping that someone is finally dead. We gave him a room upstairs even though he didn't have a single cap on him. Mimi's been trying to tend to his wounds ever since, but he's getting no better. I guess he won't be around much longer. If you want to talk to him, you'll find him in the room at the end of the hall to the right. But I doubt he'll tell you anything useful. He's got to be stark mad from all that rambling. Well, maybe I'll be able to make him tell me something. I have another question. Okay, I've got to go. Bye. Who's this guy? Just a man. Alright, wait. She said... This one said not to speak to this ghoul, but I kind of want to. Even though she said that she's, she wants to be left alone, that she's a little bit crazy. Let's see what happens if they even let us in there. An elderly woman. Sorry, I'm not in the mood to talk to you. If you need something, talk to René. I'm not serving here, it's useless. Besides, I've got tougher nuts to crack. What are those exactly? She looks you over, irritated. Don't act like you just don't know anything. The whole town hates us ghouls. People don't want to come to Falcons Flight no more, and we're scared to go out. It's getting worse and worse. I'm dreading the idea of what's gonna come. Is it really that bad? What have you done to cause this? The only thing we're guilty of is that we were in the worst place possible when the apocalypse came. Had we been a few yards closer, we could have died as well, and good riddance. We became ghouls instead. In the eyes of the local people, we've committed the biggest crime. Nobody should suffer just because of their appearance. Can I help in any way? You'd help ghouls? I'm not in a situation where I could refuse such an offer, but you realize the danger you're putting yourself in, right? There's enough Vulcans said it who wouldn't just shy away from hurting you just because you're consorting with ghouls. I'm not the kind that runs away from problems. How can I help? Me, Rene, and Yvette need to leave, said it. We can't wait until worst happens. The police unit started to guard Falcons Flight after the last attack, but that's just a whim of the town council. They could change their minds at any time. We've got to leave, and we need to do so as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we can't just set out on a journey unless we have at least some basic equipment for survival in the wastes. So why don't you just get what you need? Because elementary supplies or armed guards cannot be acquired without caps. Lots of caps we don't have. First, we need to get our hands on some cash. I know one place where there's enough valuables to cover all our expenses, the sheriff's villa. The sheriff never really liked us, and he's possibly the wealthiest man in Sedit. That would be no harm in him losing part of his wealth. Oh, brilliant. You want me to pick the sheriff's villa clean? Not exactly. I only need you to pick a single safe. Years ago, the sheriff got bribed with a few golden nuggets and hid them right there in that safe. I know this because cops tend to untie their tongues a bit more than they'd like to after a few beers and tequila. If you'd managed to get them, I'm sure they'd pay for the whole journey, maybe even more. We'd finally be able to leave. I knew you wanted me to steal something. Fine, I'm in. She still looks at you with suspicion, but your decision has impressed her. I take your word for it, stranger. Find a man named Jeffrey. He's one of the guards at the gate of the sheriff's villa. Him and me have already settled on a little cooperation. Originally, he was supposed to steal the nuggets himself, but he asked for more than I could give him. Remember that you're not to hurt anybody or steal anything apart from those nuggets in the villa. I've got enough bad conscience from this as it is. Don't load any more bad stuff on me. You're giving too many conditions. Nobody tells me how I do my job, or if I do it at all. Deal, I'll get those nuggets. Quite interesting, actually. Quite interesting. Alright, let's go upstairs and talk to that other ghoul. He's in the last room to the right, they said. The ghoul is just lying on the floor and gurgling softly. He becomes irritated when he sees you. The gurgling grows in intensity as he speaks to you with difficulty. You're alive? No, I have failed. Totally failed. What are you talking about? We set a trap to get you. There were just 3 of us left, but we were confident we would get you. I hit you, I saw that clearly, but you got me too, you bastard. When I woke up, you were gone, but I was hoping you'd crawled off somewhere to die, or that your body was carried away by wild animals. False hopes. You're here, walking through the town just like that. If all the normals knew what you are. What? You recollect walking in the darkness. What you are? Interesting. Barely recognizing the shapes of trees, rocks, and some litter. You're afraid your whole body a single nervous knot. You feel you're in danger. Then you spot a blurry silhouette of a man, and you shoot at it without hesitation. A shot swishes right next to you, but thanks to the gun's flash, you see the position of the second shooter. You hit that one as well. A moment of calm follows. You're still standing on the same spot, trying to pierce the darkness with your eyes, when you hear a cracking twig. You shoot in that direction, but already there's a shot coming from there. It scratches your head, you fall to the ground, feeling pain, losing consciousness. Are we a robot or something? But no, we wouldn't have lost consciousness. This is how I lost my memory. The ghoul's not listening to what you're saying. You kill the others. I hoped I would be able to get back, at least to tell what happened and where you were, but I was unable to do that. I'll die here, knowing I failed to stop you. knowing that others will have to be sent to finally get you, you pig. You like that, don't you? Damn, I'll tell you something important. But come closer. He seems to be on the verge of collapsing when he speaks. You can barely hear him. Get closer and lean to him. I don't want to do that. He'll stab me with something. I hope you'll die a slow, painful death for what you're doing. A knife appears in the ghoul's hands. Yeah, there we go. He tries to stab you with it. Due to his serious wounds, his slow reactions give you enough time to stop the knife. You wrestle, the ghoul has to use all his remaining energy, but in the end he realizes it won't be enough, so he turns the blade towards himself. You both grip the knife's handle when the knife goes deep into his chest and ends his life. Interesting. And we've, you recollect the ambush that caused you a loss of memory. We've gone up a level and we should have gotten a knife. Oh, they didn't do that? We should have gotten that knife. Oh, it's probably on him, actually, because he stabbed himself with it. That was quite cool. Yeah, there it is. So what is this talisman? Quite interesting. I'm intrigued. Alright, let's level. Aw, no perks. Right, so this costs 2 action points. 2 skill points. So let's put more into speech for now. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, probably more lockpick, because we're gonna have to break into that safe. So let's do that for now. Alright, we've also got a bit more health now. Let's check the other places here as well. Ah, it's locked. Haha. It's a good thing we got our lockpick up. Come on. Look at that. Let me just save first, just in case. Man, I shouldn't do too much of the ghoul voice. It'll break my bloody vocal cords. Man, I'm hoping there's something in these. That probably looks like a... Oh, you failed to pick the lock. That looks like an office for the bar. We'll check what's there, if there's anything. We're gonna check all rooms, but it seems they're empty, unfortunately. So let me guess, this is... Yeah, this is locked. I like that. I don't know why, but I really like that sound. Click, 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 click. When the doors are locked. Nothing. Seriously? It's gonna give me all these locked doors and rooms and nothing in them. At least it's a little bit of XP. But that's about it, apparently. Darn. Now let's go downstairs. Hello, what can I offer you this time? Tell me about set it. Okay, never mind. So, where's... Oh yeah, one of the guards in front of the sheriff's office is the one we have to speak to. So what does she do? Librarian, I guess? What do you want here? She's holding a desert eagle in her hand. She's not aiming at you, but even though it looks like that weapon's too heavy for her, she seems determined to start shooting at any moment. Isn't this a shop? Isn't that gun too big for you, lady? I'll bet you it's empty. Let's find out. Just calm down, madam. I'm already on my way. Isn't this a shop? Sure it is. The only things I'm selling are books. I don't know whether my goods can satisfy you enough. Oh. I'm certainly interested in books. Great. I need a good supply of paper sheets. If you haven't been caught by Mother Nature calling out there in the wastes where there's nothing at hand but cactuses, you can't imagine what it is to suffer. Bullshit. I'm sure you've got some valuable stuff hidden in here. I'm just going to look around. You're right. I'm not interested in any books. Bye. Yeah, I'm interested in books. And I hope you're also willing to pay. But maybe I could get a small discount for not cutting your throat for how you're treating me. Naturally. In that case, welcome. I'm Mrs. Stapleton. I always forget, is MRS Mrs. or is it Miss? MS is Miss, right? And MRS is Mrs. She lowers the gun to the ground, but she's still holding it in her hands. Would you like to see the books I sell, or are you looking for something specific? I'll have a look at what you've got first. Let's see. Well, she's got guns books, but they're probably very expensive. They should be about 5... Holy cramoly. That is insane. The guns books should be about 500, but I guess the prices here are a lot higher. Whoa. Wow-wee-wah. That's insane. Can I give her anything else? No, not really. Man, that's expensive. Yes? I've noticed you own a Pip-Boy. I might have some pre-war holodiscs, if you're interested. Of course I'm interested. As you can see, I don't have many, but all of them have been recorded before the war. They cost 600 caps each, and I don't negotiate. How exactly do holodiscs work? A holodisc contains information that can be read by certain special devices. I've noticed you own a Pip-Boy. You can use it to decode, read, and archive information stored on the holodisc. Can you tell me in more detail what's on those holodiscs? I'm sorry, but I no longer own a device that would read them. You'll have to do with what's written on the tags. Nuclear attacks and you, holodisk. Vault locations. Ooh, a treatise on mutations. Man, I would like the vault locations, but I need stuff for armor and such. I'm interested in something else right now. Do you know by any chance what this sign could mean? Show the talisman. I've run across this in several publications. It's a warning sign against biological hazards. Judging by the form of this one, a talisman, I'd say it serves today as a symbol to some new religion or cult without the knowledge of its previous meaning. It's nothing unusual. Children of the cathedral, for example, used the sign for radiation as their symbol. Children of the cathedral? A religion that had had the master as their living god, but the only master's achievement was the creation of super mutants who accomplished only destruction, just as they destroyed the hub. What happened to the hub? You really want to hear about it? Ask anyone who's living there. You'll always get a slightly different version of the same story. Super mutants attacked and destroyed the hub. I managed to escape before the fighting began. Because of this, I wasn't able to take much with me. Most of my collection of books burned down along with the rest of the town. I've told myself many times that I should have died there in my feeble effort to defend. And why did you come to set it in particular? I don't know myself. I guess I just wanted to go as far away as possible. Away from all those things, and this town had been known for the hub, in the hub for a short while before the attack. In the end, I'm doing the same here what I did there, even though I suppose I'll never collect as many books as I did there. There's not many left, and there are even less people interested in them. Nobody tried to rebuild the hub? That's strange. It's true I've heard some rumors about rebuilding the hub, but I don't pay much attention to them. I don't want to waste time reminiscing. Moreover, I suppose it's just someone's wishful thinking. Why such caution before you even started talking to me? I suppose you know what kind of world we live in. Violence is often the most persuasive argument. Just because I'm living alone, many people think I'm easy prey, and it's hard for them to understand that the only things I have are my books. What about the police? There's no police. There's just individual cops, and none of them care about you unless they can get a buck or two out of you. I refuse to pay for something I should be able to take for granted. That's all I need right now. So interesting. Darn, we need money. Everything's so bloody expensive. Let's see what she has. Nothing. Brilliant. Well, let's get out of here. She was kind of right to be suspicious of us. We tried to steal from her right away. Is this guy named? No, he's moving. Is there just various squatters here? I am really enjoying this mod, I have to say. It's so nice to be playing the original Fallouts again, but with a new story, characters and everything. It's brilliant. I love it. It really makes me want to create, a campaign myself, even though, as I said before, it's most likely not an easy process and definitely not a quick one. But yeah, it would be brilliant. I love creating stuff like that, although most of the time I don't really, find the time for it, unfortunately. I think he's actually... toilets here? No. Right, let's just check that area just in case. A bit of a dump, this place, though. Isn't it? Alright, what's this building? Eugene sucks. What's this building? Oh, that was the bar, right? Yeah. So let's see. A woman probably doesn't say anything. Ooh, some knuckle dusters. You can get work at them caravans. Well, I would like to, and they pay well, but the problem is, without any armor, I don't think we would be very good at staying alive. Even though, mind you, we could just stand back, have the guards and whatever monsters or bandits kill each other, loot them, and then hopefully get to the end and get paid as well. So that is a possibility. You know, just play the coward. It would be really funny if the game actually took notice of that and didn't pay you because of it. Right, so there's one more part, I think, at least, which is not under the control of the police, but rather under the control of that Rodriguez or whatever he was called. These are all unnamed, just child. Wait, where is it? Because this goes to the map exit here. Interesting. Let me see. Okay, that's that. I can't click on any of this. That's annoying. Actually, what we should do... Let's go over here and re-enter the town. See? Okay, so north we have to go. Look at that. That's either a moat or... I don't know what it is. So we go to downtown and then we go up here. And this is where we should find... There we go. This will be the other area. See what's over here. Whoa, it's a cave. Alright, we gotta be careful here, as they said. Oh, cops as well here. I thought this place was controlled by the other person. I don't know. Or maybe they're just guarding the entrance to the actual town. There's a lot of Xander roots and Brock flowers around, which is good. We can have more of the healing powder made, even though we'll have to go back to the first town. Don't count on us coming to rescue you when it gets sticky in there. What are you talking about? This here passage in the rock is the way to Lost Town, which by itself is far from being a safe place. But the main problem is inside. He points towards the entrance. There are death claws in there. Bloody hell. Death claws. You might have heard all kinds of stories about them, but death claws are no fucking myth. They're real and able to rip you to pieces in seconds. So what's in that place, Lost Town? It's a scum pit filled with criminals and junkies. We have no influence there, so it's run by a guy named Rodriguez. He's a mobster who owns the local casino and God knows what else. Tell me about the death claws. Oh, okay. Is there any other way to get to Lost Town? Only if you left the city and went all the way around the rocks, but it's a damn long stretch to walk around, and you probably wouldn't find it anyways if you haven't been there before. So nobody here goes to Lost Town? There's always a couple of madmen trying to slip through, but they rarely make it through. You can't outrun a deathclaw once it's spotted you. Why don't you just shoot those deathclaws dead? Yeah, sure. Why didn't we think of that idea before? After all men are hot for trying their fighting skills against huge, fast beasts with claws that rip through armor like a knife through butter. Jokes aside, what would be the point? The way I see it, they at least discourage the smarter people from going to Lost Town. And the dumb ones? Well, sometimes you can hear them scream from right here. So what are you standing here for if you leave the deathclaws be and you don't stop people from going in? We're here to stop the deathclaws from entering the town. Fortunately, they keep to the inside of the cave, so it's an easy shift. Okay, interesting. So nobody... Okay, thanks for the heads up. Well, anyway, thanks very much for watching. We're going to continue next time, and I'll see you in the next part. Check out my Patreon. Link is right here on the video. Bye-bye.